This is the story of a little state that makes a big impact. Historically, Iowa led innovations for children with disabilities. Today, Iowa empowers their families and dreams of the future. I am your storyteller, Diane Czar-Brenneman, the training director at Child Health Specialty Clinics, University of Iowa. Disability is natural, but society isn't always set up for children with disabilities. To live full lives, kids need accessible spaces, adaptive education, services, and supports. Families were most often the change agents that improved things for their children. But families were joined by a long line of Iowa providers and Midwestern social reformers who were innovators and instigators that improved the lives of children and youth with special health care needs. Dr. Arthur Steindler lobbied Iowa legislature to pass Iowa's Perkins Act. It funded treatment for children at the University of Iowa Hospital. He also secured funds to create the Children's Hospital at the university. Julia Lathrop from Illinois was the first chief of the Children's Bureau, and Catherine Lenroot from Wisconsin was the third. They were leading federal bureaus before women even had the right to vote. Representative Horace Towner brought the first funding bill to Congress for maternity, child health, and welfare programs, the Shepard-Towner Maternity and Infancy Act. Grace Abbott from Nebraska was the second Children's Bureau director and helped President Roosevelt draft the Social Security Act that still provides our Title V funding today. Iowa was growing more than corn. We rise from a rich history of innovators and instigators dedicated to improving the lives of children with special health care needs. Child health specialty clinics began in 1936 as the Iowa State Services for Crippled Children, with field clinics across the state to evaluate children with orthopedic conditions. When Dr. Raymond Rumble was director, he started the University of Iowa Hospital School and called for the expansion of the types of disabilities the field clinics would serve. Dr. John McQueen was quite an innovative director and an influential contributor to U.S. child health and welfare policy. The Association of Maternal Child Health Programs established an award in his name for innovation in the field of maternal and child health, given annually to this day. Dr. McQueen also transitioned the field clinics to the permanent regional centers in our state today. The first was the Ottumwa Regional Center in 1977. Dr. McQueen also hired Julie Beckett as Iowa's first family navigator. Julie was from Cedar Rapids. Her daughter Katie contracted encephalitis and spent most of her early years in the hospital. At the age of 3, doctors cleared Katie to go home, although she still needed to be on a respirator 12 hours a day. Medicaid refused to pay for her care unless she was hospitalized, even though treatment at home would be 1/6 the cost. Julie advocated for her daughter and got the attention of President Ronald Reagan. He not only waived the rule so Katie could go home, but signed what became known as the Katie Beckett Waiver, allowing all children, youth, and young adults with disabilities to receive Medicaid support at home. Waivers have allowed hundreds of thousands of American children receiving Medicaid to remain at home with their families instead of being institutionalized. Julie worked at the University of Iowa for over 30 years and co-founded Family Voices. Today, CHSC employs nearly 30 family navigators who stand in this rich tradition. They collaborate with clinical partners in 13 regional centers filled with dedicated ARNPs, nurses, social workers, and administrative staff. Following in the footsteps of Iowa's innovators and influencers, they empower families to advocate for their children's health and partner with professionals in shared decision-making. In 2015, Family Navigators saw momentum building across the country to train families of children and youth with special health care needs in leadership and advocacy skills. Parents have the lived experience, but need training in systems and family-centered care in order to fully participate as partners with professionals working in those systems. A group of CHSC Family Navigators launched a family training series in March of 2016. The mission was to train emerging family leaders to engage in advocacy at all levels, individual, community, and system, to improve policies and services for children and their families in Iowa. Today, Iowa Family Leadership Training Institute offers several kinds of advocacy, leadership, and storytelling trainings. Each spring, we offer a 4-weekend intensive training with these objectives: understand how to work with partners, become aware of one's own path to leadership, and discover strategies for advocacy. Each family leader receives one-on-one mentoring from a seasoned family leader in our state. Leadership and advocacy skills are practiced in a community service project of the family's design. Until she died, Julie Beckett came to IFLTI each year to share that ordinary parents can make great change by just doing the next thing. A program evaluation found participants grew in their confidence and capacity to lead. Others said, "I no longer feel alone. I have found my tribe." There are now nearly 100 IFLTI grads working to build a family-friendly system of care for Iowa's children and youth with special health care needs. They serve on school boards, statewide boards and committees. They speak in college classrooms. They partner with schools to enhance educational experiences. They work with representatives to pass legislation. They design HR policies to support a neurodiverse workforce. They lead sensory-friendly and accessible community events. They start nonprofits to provide for other families. They train rescue personnel to understand disabilities and prevent elopement. They got Iowa's Department of Transportation to install adult-sized adjustable changing tables in restrooms. And they create spaces for youth in transition to practice working. A family leader needs to be at every table where decisions about our children are made. Let's continue to extend Iowa's impact. If you are a family member of a child with special needs, consider applying to IFLTI. This year, the training will be held in Cedar Falls, Waterloo. The QR code takes you to the website with more information and an application link: www.chsciowa.org/IFLTI. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, Margaret Mead says, it's the only thing that ever has.